Look, I think no matter what financial market you look at, like the S&P year over year up, Bitcoin year over year up, gold year over year up. What does that tell you? Is like not a lot of confidence in the future of fiat currency. Everyone's pricing in currency debasement, right? So it's the collective market is telling us that the future is in hard, scarce assets, not in government currency. Bitcoin is arguably the first exit door we've ever had accessible to us all. It's a casting vote to say, I don't know the answer, but it's not going to be my time and energy. And I think everyone's speculation is currency debasement is the way out for government, is you can steal the time and energy of everyone alive today, everyone holding US dollars, by printing more of them. And you can fill that hole, you can realize that loss by printing, right? And I think Bitcoin is the best expression of currency debasement. So if you want to protect yourself, you buy Bitcoin. If you want a put option on the bond market, you buy Bitcoin. If you want to be long volatility, if you want to be long chaos, if you want to monetize this problem, if you want to monetize and make money and benefit from the issues government has caused, Bitcoin is that.
Mahlers points out that financial markets are already signaling a lack of confidence in fiat currencies. Whether it's the S&P 500, gold, or Bitcoin, all these assets are rising year over year. This, Mahlers argues, is a clear indication that the market is pricing in future currency debasement. Investors are increasingly turning to hard, scarce assets like Bitcoin to protect their wealth from the erosion caused by inflation. Even traditional financial figures like Larry Fink are beginning to align with this perspective, showing that the narrative is shifting. Mahlers shifts the conversation to the solution Bitcoin. Unlike fiat currencies, which can be debased through excessive printing, Bitcoin is fixed in supply. This means it cannot be manipulated by governments or corporations. Please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. You can also check out our other videos on cryptocurrencies and the overall digital asset space and drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks and enjoy the video.
You know, I think everyone at this point has a fundamental understanding of inflation, that printing currency debases the currency. And I still believe the time and energy piece is the best way to get this across. Like, I look at a lot of societal metrics that I think give me a pulse into how the world is doing. So the average age of marriage. So people used to get married in their early 20s, now it's early 30s. Mm-hmm. The population growth is declining, divorce rates going up, homeownership going down, like obesity rates. Like, it's an index into how metabolically healthy we are.
And happy.
Right. All of the human civilization, how prosperous is humanity, all of those KPIs, key performance indicators, are down. And I think it's a symbolization of the fact that the money's broken. And so I think that resonates with people today. I think people feel that. And when you sit down with someone and have a beer and say, you know, the dollar is a bad way to store your contributions to the society. You can work for 40 years and never own a home. You can work for 40 years and never be able to afford to own and produce 2 children and a family.
You can forget retirement. Like, that's out the question.
You can work for 40 years and still need to work 40 more. And I think that resonates with people. And then the next evolution is, well, crap. If I'm going to have time on this planet and express my life through the energy I contribute into the world, where do I store that? What do I exchange for my labor, for my work? And I think Bitcoin is the best answer we got. Why? Because it's fixed in supply. You cannot debase it, right? So it's fixed in supply. It lives without, you know, control of a government or a corporation. And so that's the way I would explain it, very simply put. But I do believe we're in a unique time now where that level of civil unrest and pain has reached a point where people are willing to listen and engage and explore in this topic. Look, I think no matter what financial market you look at, like the S&P year over year up, Bitcoin year over year up, gold year over year up. What does that tell you? Is like not a lot of confidence in the future of fiat currency. Everyone's pricing in currency debasement, right? So it's the collective market is telling us that the future is in hard, scarce assets, not in government currency. And whatever, like deficits are a problem, debt to GDP is a problem, growth's a problem, rates are a problem. But the point is that the market's not buying it this time around, and everyone seems to be collectively terrified. Like Larry Fink and I are on the same page, probably for the first time ever, right? So yeah, 100%. I think the narrative is pretty clear, and they're gonna have to print at some point. I mean, they're already printing, right? I think people get too fixated on the cost of capital as opposed to the amount of capital, like the cost of capital being rates, the cost of money. You know, it doesn't matter where rates are as long as they continue to expand credit capital, right? And so they are printing, maybe not through rates, but through swap lines, bank term funding programs, and we are living through inflationary times, even if rates are at 5+%. And yeah, assets are winning. Bitcoin's the best performing asset of all time. Bitcoin is arguably the first exit door we've ever had accessible to us all. It's a casting vote to say, I don't know the answer, but it's not going to be my time and energy. And I think everyone's speculation is currency debasement is the way out for government. Is you can steal the time and energy of everyone alive today, everyone holding US dollars, by printing more of them. And you can fill that hole, you can realize that loss by printing, right? And I think Bitcoin is the best expression of currency debasement. So if you want to protect yourself, you buy Bitcoin. If you want a put option on the bond market, you buy Bitcoin. If you want to be long volatility, if you want to be long chaos, if you want to monetize this problem, if you want to monetize and make money and benefit from the issues government has caused, Bitcoin is that. It's the first time there's ever been an alternative financial system, an alternative money that we all have access to. You know, traditionally, you think of gold, you think of real estate as ways to capture and store your time and energy. Why? Because gold is a collection of chemicals that's close to what you want out of a money, because government can't print it, right? It's hard to create more of it. It's not perfect, but it's close. Real estate, in theory, the theory behind real estate is you can't print any more land. Does that mean you can't print any more real estate? Unfortunately not. They're gonna build a building in Manhattan that's 10,000 stories high, right? But these things are close. And Bitcoin, in my opinion, is the first man-made money. We didn't make gold. We didn't make land. Depends on how religious you are and stuff, but right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
We made Bitcoin from scratch to solve this specific problem. And it is the first man-made, human-engineered money to be perfect. And it is the best expression of this problem that everyone has access to. Not everyone has access to Miami beachfront real estate. Not everyone has access to store tons and tons of gold in a vault protected by armed weapons in their basement. But everyone can get Bitcoin and get out.
Mahler's presents Bitcoin as a lifeline. For him, Bitcoin is not just an investment, but a way of life. He reveals that he holds no dollars, only Bitcoin, his house, and his company. By storing his wealth in Bitcoin, Mahler's believes he is preserving his time and energy in a way that will allow him to achieve financial freedom and security. He suggests that others can do the same by adopting Bitcoin as their primary store of value.
Let's say one paycheck gets you a month's worth of groceries. Yet, two paychecks, whatever. One paycheck, 1 month worth of groceries. They debase the currency to where now one paycheck only gets you 1 week's worth of groceries. So when they debase the currency, they're debasing you. And so it's requiring more time and energy from you to have a sustainable life. So people can only get married later because they need to contribute more time and energy into this world to be able to start a family, to be able to own a home, to be able to retire, to be able to have groceries, have gas in their tank. And so by debasing the currency, you're requiring more time and energy from individuals and from humans to have a sustainable life, or a life that we all agree is worthwhile, right? And so that's the crime and that's the problem. And I think it's reached a point where everyone feels that. And so that's the way I would explain it, is the reason that you don't think home ownership is ever attainable, that you don't think you can have 4 kids and retire early and go to their soccer games and tutor them in math class and teach them how to ride a bike. And the reason that you're worried about divorce because you're economically unstable and there's stress in the household because your future is uncertain is because of your money, because your ability to capture your labor, your time and energy, and the technology you're using to do that. And I would take a look at Bitcoin. That's what I would say. Monies are time and energy in abstracted form. Bitcoin is the only money that is backed by time and energy, right? Like it actually, I mean, the foresight that Satoshi had to have had, it's really hard to comprehend. Because what would be the perfect money? The perfect money, so the government can just print time and energy backed by nothing. So what's the perfect money? The perfect money is the only way to create it is by contributing energy. So it's energy-backed money. Okay, that's proof of work. The other perfect property of money is the time piece, right? How do you incorporate time? Well, how much energy is required to create a Bitcoin? It's denominated in time. 10 minutes worth of energy is the answer. You're like, wow. So money is a market good. That's our time and energy in abstracted form. Bitcoin is money backed by time and energy in the physical universe. It's crazy, right? And what he created is like, we have this digital ledger we all share. Who gets to write to that ledger? Who gets to update it? The Fed, Saylor, Fink, Trump? No. Whoever solves the proof of work hash cost function is the answer. Who's that?
Somebody with a bit axe.
Any of us. Any of us who can take the energy from the physical universe and back our money with it, right? And then denominating it in time is just a mind-blowing concept. And so it is the first man-made money we've ever had, engineered to be perfect, engineered to solve these exact problems. So when I say it's the best expression of currency debasement, right? It is the antithesis of fiat currency. Money is time and energy in an abstracted form. And Bitcoin can be that for you. That's what money is. When people say okay, so let's just take how I live, for example. I own no dollars. I own 3 things in my life, literally, only. Well, excluding whatever, shirts, hoodies. I own Bitcoin. I own my house. I own my company. That's it. Bitcoin is my money. Bitcoin, and what does that mean? Bitcoin is my time and energy in an abstracted form for me that I acquire to exchange later for the things I need in life. And I think Bitcoin can be that for people. It's very simple. Like, my quality of life and the way I live hasn't changed. I just spend on credit cards. So I'm borrowing the thing that only goes down and I save in the thing that only goes up. When we all go to dinner, I pull out the same financial instruments you guys do, but I use a different money. I use a different tool, a different technology to store my time and energy.
Mahlers concludes by discussing the future of money and the role Bitcoin will play in it. He believes that Bitcoin represents the culmination of human ingenuity in creating a form of money that is immune to the flaws of fiat currency. By backing money with energy and tying its creation to time, Bitcoin offers a solution to the problem of currency debasement that has plagued societies for centuries. For Mahlers, Bitcoin is not just the best expression of this problem, it is the solution. Please like and subscribe my channel.